I want you to present 1 Corinthians 11 translated into German language by Ulrich Wößner and translated from German into English by me. Ulrich Wößner is a German theologian and expert in Hebrew and Greek. He translated 1 Corinthians 11 by showing that 1 Corinthians 3-9 are a quotation out of the letter that a group of new believers of the Corinthians church had sent to Paul. I found this translation of 1 Corinthians 11 in Ulrich Wößner's book, Jesus der Messias, in English, Jesus the Messiah, and try to translate this into English. My English is not perfect, but I hope you can understand what I'm trying to translate. I'm not firm in English out of quotation, but I think you are able to understand nevertheless. Paul quotes the erroneous views of the Corinthians and contrasts them with his own biblically founded view. In parentheses are explanations of Ulrich Wößner and does not belong to the Bible verses. In square parentheses are my own opinion. Here it is, 1 Corinthians 11 verses 3-9. 3, in parentheses, some among you represent the view, parentheses close, quote, but I want you to know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of a woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God. For every man who prays and prophesies with something on his head brings shame upon his head. But every woman who prays or prophesies with her head uncovered brings shame upon her head, because it is the same as if she were shaved. 6. For if a woman does not cover her head, she might as well have her hair cut off. But if it is shameful for a woman to have her hair cut off or to be shaved, let her be covered. 7. For a man ought not to cover his head, since he is the image and glory of God, but woman is the glory of man. 8. For man was not made from woman, but woman for man. 9. And the man is not created because of the woman, but the woman because of the man. End of quotation. In square parentheses, that's my opinion, especially verse 7 is a deep offense against women and wives, and can injure women's heart and pull them off from God. For this verse tells me that women are not the image of God and God's glory, but this is a lie of the enemy, because the woman is made in the image of God just as man. It contradicts with Genesis 1 verse 27. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God he created him. Male and female he created them. In parentheses, quoted after New King James Version. God did not create woman in the image of man, but in the image of God. That means God have to be male and female, and there are female characteristics of God in the Bible, but this is another topic. After all, Jesus Christ is the bridegroom of the woman. That means women of Christ are the glory of Jesus Christ, who is the bridegroom of the women in the new covenant. Therefore, I believe truly that these verses are quotations and not from Paul. By no means it can be a statement of Paul. parenthesis close. Footnote of Ulrich Wößner to verses 3 to 9. Reasons why verses 3 to 9 quote an opinion from Corinth. First, the section stands in content contradiction to verses 10 to 16. Paul would be contradicting himself. Now, wait a moment. Two, never found in any other scripture of Christianity but by Jewish theologies. 3, it contradicts in general the New Testament side of equality of worth and rights of both genders in the Church. Arguments about this topic in the book of Thomas Schirmacher, Paulus im Kampf gegen den Schleier, in square parenthesis. I do not know if this book is available in English and when, with what title, but translated into English, I would say the German title is Paul in the Fight Against the Veil. Now, 1 Corinthians 11, verses 10 to 16. 10, in parenthesis, therefore I say, Ulrich Wößner saying, therefore the woman must have full freedom over the parenthesis open, own, parenthesis close, head, because of the angels. 11, nevertheless in the Lord woman is not without the man, nor man without woman. 12, for just as woman was made from man, so also man is born of woman. But all things are from God. 13, judge for yourself. It is proper for a woman to pray to God unveiled. 14, even nature itself does not teach you that it is disgrace for a man to have long hair. 15, but for a woman to have long hair, it is her glory. For hair has been given, parenthesis open, everyone from God, parenthesis closed, as a covering. 16, but if anyone is inclined to be contentious, we have no such custom, parenthesis open, to cover or not cover heads, parenthesis close. Footnote to verse 28 regarding the angels. A woman who, according to 1 Corinthians 6 verse 3, will one day judge angels. It is surely allowed to decide for herself about her own head. Footnote to verse 16. Paul concludes the discussion about the veil for women with the statement, we do not have such a custom. Note this. First, in parentheses, some among you represent the view is, he makes clear, verses 3 to 9 are quotations. Second, verse 10, exousia, means full freedom, means he translates authority, power, not sign or authority under. Third, verse 16, we have not such custom, means he finishes the debate, no law for everyone.